Our next speaker is Deborah, the Chief Partnership Office for Women in Artificial Intelligence. Debbie has worked as a consultant and architect for 25 years on everything around what we call system of insights, data governance, data insights, data science, artificial intelligence today. She has experience spans across 38 clients' engagement across 4 continents and 10 industries. She loves to help others grow in their technical careers by mentoring, teaching, and speaking at events. Developing communities like Women in AI. She's passionate to have partners as fans of Women in AI, actively empowering and the community of women from school to university and other education levels. And she would like to have the opportunity for networking and getting people their dreams, jobs in AI, and private and public events to create their own startups. Thank you, Debbie, for being here. A very big round of applause.
Thank you. So, besides the work for Women in AI that I did the last year and a half or so, I actually had to take the time off because I had breast cancer, and I was so moved by Dr. Asma's talk. I specialize in everything around data, analytics, and AI, and I have some ideas of how to detect breast cancer. So I'm really happy about that. But when I had the opportunity to take the year and a half off, I see it as a real opportunity because I could read and I could do research, and to me that was a wonderful period of connecting dots, looking at what organizations can do to leverage data, analytics, and AI in their digital transformation. And that really gave me a whole lot of nuggets that I can share with you today. So, do you have the clicker? Oh, okay. Myself, I'm the Chief Partnership Officer of Women in AI. It's a global organization headquartered in France. It's a non-profit with 10,000 members on the active Slack channel. We have 32,000 LinkedIn followers, and our members are spread across 150 countries. But we have physical presence in about 40 countries where we have ambassadors and leadership teams, of which UAE is one of them. So I'm really looking forward to grow our network here in UAE. I also have a non-profit startup in South Africa, and I'm starting a for-profit startup here in UAE for consulting in data analytics and AI. Okay, so I don't know if you've done this before. This is my LinkedIn QR code. If you would like to connect with me, please. And for those of you who have not done this yet, you click on the search bar on LinkedIn, and that little icon on the right-hand side gives you your QR code. So then it makes it much easier to connect. So I was talking about connecting the dots, and these are the few dots that I started to connect that I would like to share with you. And I built a few models around, I've read all these books, as I said, and I've done research. So I've developed a few models that help me understand it and help me communicate how data and AI and analytics travel through the startup and really helps for that competitive advantage. I start with the Amazon's flywheel. Amazon is a great example of a digitally transformed organization, which I call a cognitive organization. And then I go to the sweet spot for competitive advantage, as well as superior insights. And then I'll show you my system of X model. And interweaved always is diversity and inclusion. So let's go to the Amazon's flywheel. So for an enterprise to be cognitive, I believe it is an enterprise or a startup or a business where the main objective is the business outcomes, the business value, the economic value that the startup or the company needs. And then from there, see how data analytics and AI can be used to enhance with intelligent workflows and so that's what Amazon does. They created these measures they have weekly business review meetings where they, with this metrics life cycle, determine the metrics that they will use, and they focus on input metrics rather than output metrics, those metrics that they can really have control over. So you'll see here that the dark blue circles are the input metrics influencing the output metric called growth. So they say a great customer experience will ensure more traffic. More traffic will ensure more sellers. More sellers will ensure a wider selection. And that completes the circle. That enables the output measure called growth. And if you grow, you can lower your cost structure and you can then lower your prices. And the flywheel spins faster. So you can see here that diversity and inclusion is going to be critical in the algorithms that you use here, the customers, the stakeholders that you represent, and the teams that you the teams that build these algorithms. Then, to me, the sweet spot of digital transformation is Bill Schmarzo wrote a book, The Economics of Data, Analytics, and Digital Transformation. And he talks about this notion of leveraging nanoeconomics to cross the analytics chasm. So with nanoeconomics, we mean the precision decisions, the really fine-grained information that you have. You have all the interactions that you have with your customers can determine their behavior, their preferences to the finest level of detail. Every product usage can tell you all the information that you need about the behavior and the preferences and how effective your products and your operations are when you leverage the data of stakeholders and supply partners and so on. So the sweet spot is, to me, is in the middle here, where you look at using data for a great customer experience. I see two cycles happening all at once, but in the middle here, further learning and input is the sweet spot for nanoeconomics. It means that you get more information of a user by leveraging external data. There's great data marketplaces out there. There's great data brokers out there. You can also glean and infer more information about your customers from other parts of your company. And to me, the nicest way of getting more information is to ask the user themselves. So if you have an e-commerce startup, to me, it will be absolutely brilliant if you have checkboxes next to the products that you recommend, where I can say, I'm not interested, or yes, I'm interested, but not now, you can keep promoting, or I already have this. It will tell you so much about the products, and not even Amazon has that feature. So the strategy, the teams, the operations, technology process people has to have diversity and inclusion baked into these. You can just imagine what will happen if you have data skewed towards a certain gender or a certain age group or a certain ethnic group or a certain location. And that's where my passion really is to make sure that organizations understand the importance of using and leveraging diversity inclusion in your processes and your solutions and your teams. So the last model that I wanted to show you is a model that I created. Gartner has a version and IBM has a version. It's called the System of X model, where you use this model on a very high level to communicate how certain aspects of systems work together and interact together. So I'll just quickly use the e-commerce startup example. Start at the top, the system of engagement. That's where you will interact and engage with your clients on a very conversational, omni-channel kind of environment. It's where the e-commerce startup will send me an email with a next best offer. It's where I will use the website to buy a product and then use their app to track the delivery of my product. It's also where they will send me a WhatsApp with a survey to understand my journey and get feedback about the product and the whole experience of shopping with them. And then moving to the system of record, that's where the back-end systems are, where we capture billing and supply chain type of information. The system of insights is where we collect all the information from these various systems, we organize it, and we create insights from it in dashboards and reports and search functionality. You also create data or machine learning and AI models here, and then infuse that back into the various processes and your operational systems. The system of things is, for example, where, and this is where the startup will create my recommendations in the system of insights. And the system of things is, for example, the product is tagged and they can track and trace my product through the journey. And system of ecosystems is, for example, a digital marketplace that this e-commerce startup belongs to. And it can be in the metaverse where they can upsell and cross-sell and really give you a very personalized customer experience. And then the system of automation is where you provide that abstraction level where the startup can create innovative applications to engage with me on top of a more rigid, static, and hard to change back-end system. So that's just in a nutshell how I do that. And then Well, you could have imagined how important diversity and inclusion is in all those different aspects. But now let's go to diversity and inclusion. This is my last slide. We know that there's a lot of bias in the solutions currently, the AI solutions. The AI Thought Book has listed 200 biases that can creep into your AI solutions. And why is it so biased? Well, first of all, World Economic Forum predicted last year that in 2022, 85% of AI solutions will produce erroneous results because of bias in the data, the teams, and the solution itself. So that brings me to why is it so biased? And we know that the 25% of all data analytics and AI resources worldwide are women. Only 10% of publications in this field are by women. And this one is close to my heart. 50% of women leave this field mid-career. And we have a lot of research to explain why. As women in AI, we gather all the research and the statistics and really aim to help close this gap. So I'll be very happy to share that research. Last comment is on the investment. We know worldwide only 2% of investments are women-only led companies. Thankfully, 18% is mixed, so we're not completely lost. Then the Middle East stands at 1% investments on women-only companies. But the good news is that UAE's AI or hubs and accelerators for startups are 30% women. So that's really great. Thank you, UAE. Also, female investors are 50% more likely to invest in in women companies. So I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Deborah.